What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. One of the fastest growing areas in crypto right now is the layer 2 space. There are a ton of projects out there that are offering novel ways to scale Ethereum and other layer 1 blockchain ecosystems. But today we're going to be looking at one of the most impressive layer 2 projects to launch this bear market. We're going to tell you what they're building, why it matters, and make sure you have all of the information you need to get up to speed on the Mantle network, and specifically its token MNT. Now, you're gonna wanna make sure you stick around till the end of this video, because at the end of this, we're gonna talk about price discovery and what it could potentially do in the next bull run. It's time to discover crypto. In the ever-evolving universe of blockchain technology and the never-ending quest for unlimited scalability, this has all led to the creation of a lot of layer 2 projects. Now, it's important to understand that a layer 2 network, or an L2, is a network designed to operate on top of a layer 1, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Solana, and the list goes on. Now, there are a lot of successful layer 2 projects already out there. The most famous, Polygon Matic, Arbitrum, Optimism, and Base, which has been propped up heavily by Coinbase. That's just to name a few. L2s are designed to increase the speed and reduce the cost of transacting on a layer 1 blockchain. This is because historically there have been a lot of problems with the scaling solutions. This usually happens because in order to increase scalability, you usually have to compromise on either security or centralization, also known as the blockchain trilemma. And both are very risky because sidechains also have been lacking in security, leading to some of the largest hacks in crypto's history, like the Ronin sidechain hack, which you may have heard of from one of the largest Web3 games out there, Axie Infinity. Now, the key here is to increase scalability without compromising security. That's exactly what Mantle Network seems to have found on an innovative solution to this challenging piece of the blockchain trilemma. You see, Mantle Network builds on the secure foundation of Ethereum, while introducing a lot of new ways to solve issues of scalability, compatibility, and even accessibility. And Mantle most recently announced that its network was open for public use, with their mainnet launch on July 17th of 2023. Now, they are heavily backed, armed with $200 million in development. Their war chest for Mantle is aiming to build a decentralized application ecosystem that delivers a superior user experience to Ethereum users. Now, the next important thing to know behind this is going to be who operates and who is behind Mantle Network itself. They're built on the Optimism stack. A lot like Coinbase's Base, Mantle is backed by BitDAO, which holds the largest treasury in all of DeFi. It's estimated that their war chest holds over $2 billion. Now, for you guys, if you didn't catch on, war chest just means treasury. Anyway, BitDAO is one of the largest decentralized autonomous organizations, or DAOs, in the entire world. BitDAO's goal is something that came out of the early days of the Ethereum ecosystem and have been major key players in the industry. And the dream of this DAO has always been to incubate projects on behalf of the community. So Mantle is really a natural progression of the entire Ethereum ecosystem. That's pretty cool to think about when you realize how far they've actually come, because there are 4 major parts of the Mantle network. You have optimistic rollup technology, the modular network architecture, multi-party computational, and fraud-proof protocols. Wow, what the does that mean? And then you have the Mantle data availability nodes. Now, they didn't want to call this DAN, so they called it Mantle's DA. Now, these all work together to make everything happen fast, cheap, and securely. Let's break this down a little bit more. You see, like I said, Mantle Network is built on top of the Optimism stack and uses optimistic rollups. This allows them to have specialized communication networks and fraud proofs to execute multiple transactions at once. This allows Mantle to establish efficient communication with the main network and still verify that the network has not been corrupted by malicious actors. Now, of course, guys, a lot of layer 2s use rollups. This is nothing new, and it's becoming a new buzzword. So here's where Mantle gets really interesting. In addition to rollups, Mantle has found a new solution to the usual 7-day challenge period of optimistic rollups by leveraging multiple party computational nodes. These are known as MPC nodes. Now, this is super technical nerd stuff, so if you're curious about this, I suggest you do more research on your own. But I just want to quickly explain what the 7-day challenge period is. So with these rollups, token withdrawal claims usually have to go through a lengthy challenge period of 7 days. And during the challenge period, validators have time to detect any invalid claims and run everything through a fraud-proof process. However, Mantle's network, the MPCs, can independently validate claims, allowing the challenge period to potentially just come down to 1 to 2 days. Like I said, I know this is nerdy stuff, but you have no idea how big of a breakthrough that is for these rollups. I'm right there with you. I am not a coder, but that's what their devs claim. They also claim that they're able to provide a block time of about 10 milliseconds. And the implications that has for improved end-user experience is really exciting. Their network already has reported over 8,000 daily transactions and already over 4,000 wallet addresses. So let's get to the modular architecture of Mantle, which a lot of you may have heard this term because of another project that's been trending, Celestia, TIA. Yeah, just going parabolic. Now this design approach prioritizes low fees and high security. The idea is to allow developers to use Mantle's unique design to create dApps with top quality user experiences that still leverage Ethereum's excellent security. Modular blockchain architecture just means that Mantle uses a different network of nodes to handle execution, settlement, consensus, and data availability, respectively. This is way more efficient than what is known as a monolithic blockchain, where all nodes handle all of these crucial tasks all at the same time. Mantle handles the executing transactions, and consensus and settlement are handled by Ethereum. And this really streamlines the whole process, and this way of doing things is way more innovative. Now, the last piece of data availability is provided through a company, and I'm gonna butcher this, but EigenDA and their technology. And this comes from Mantle's work with the EigenLayer team. Now, I'm not going to dive into them in this video, but you should definitely check them out if you're into tech, because that is actually what's allowing them to help scale Ethereum. Now, Mantle's data availability, or DA nodes, are powered by this company. And this is a data storage solution that records roll-up transactions and then sends them into validators. In fraud-proof challenges, verifiers will fetch transaction data from the DA nodes. On top of this, DA nodes also publish proof of data validity directly through Ethereum itself. So this modular data availability system allows Mantle Network to achieve even lower transaction fees by saving on data management costs while offering even more security. Again, pretty deep in the developer weeds, but it's clear that Mantle Network has come up with some really powerful tech. Now, this next part, we're gonna get into staking. And a lot of you have known about staking because you might stake your Ethereum or Cardano on an exchange. But what if I told you that it was now possible to take your staked crypto and restake it to restake it to restake it? Well, that is essentially what Mantle has developed. You see, their team has actually proved it's possible to create decentralized data layers with high security using something called restaking mechanisms. Restaking allows ETH staked on Ethereum to be restaked and secured to the Mantle's network. In other words, it lets you use staked ETH, RETH, or CVETH, and so on to secure Mantle. Restaking is another huge breakthrough in ETH scaling technology that I recommend you look into, especially if you're into staking ETH, because you seriously could be missing out on even more additional staking rewards. Now, it's also worth noting that Mantle is EVM compatible, so smart contracts and tools that work on Ethereum can also be easily moved onto Mantle. All right, now that we've covered the impressive fundamentals, it's time to talk that money. You see, Mantle used BIT, the BitDAO governance token, as its governance token and gas token for a long time. However, on May 19th of 2023, the BIP21 proposal was approved by the BitDAO community, which merged BitDAO with Mantle. This rebranded the BitDAO token BIT to Mantle MNT. And this meant that Mantle inherited the BitDAO treasury and reportedly earned Mantle a $100 million cash injection into their ecosystem development fund. Now, according to Mantle's white paper on Tokenomics, which I will leave in the description if you're truly interested in reading, around 3 billion MNT tokens are currently circulating, which makes up about 51% of the total supply. And there are around 3 billion more MNT tokens yet to come into circulation. This means that there's about a total of 6 billion tokens overall. And the remaining 49% of MNT is being managed by Mantle DAO themselves, which decides the future on the distribution of the tokens. Now, MNT token currently trades on Uniswap and centralized exchanges like Bybit and MEXC. So all this means, guys, is that they combine one of the largest DAOs with a layer 2 network. It means that Mantle has the potential to significantly accelerate the development of Ethereum in ways that were impossible with prior generations of layer 2 protocols. And that's why you think you absolutely must have this project on your watch list heading into the next bull run. See, Bybit, a well-established crypto exchange, is already throwing their support behind it. And according to Ben Zhao, the co-founder and CEO of Bybit, he said that we've got several things planned that we'll be revealing in the weeks to come. But know that we have a massive calendar of builder programs to incentivize all sorts of creation. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see what they're building, and is exactly why you want to keep your eye out on future announcements over there. Now, real quick, I do recommend you guys go follow jacobc.eth on X as well, because he is a strategic advisor for both MetaMask and Mantle. And to be honest, that's where I'm getting a lot of my alpha on the project itself. Now, to be honest, guys, I want to go off script right here, because while it's important to go over the fundamentals of a project and get into the tech and make sure you don't miss any of the technicals, as someone who's been in the industry for years in multiple cycles, this is where I can see the price of Mantle going. Of course, this is not financial advice, and this is my own opinion, but Mantle is sitting at a $2 billion market cap, about 1.8 right now, at the time of making this video. And there's no right way of choosing the right layer 2 that's going to see the next 20 or 30 or 40 or 100x. All the influencers out there with the clickbait thumbnail saying that this is the project, this is the next 100x token, you need to buy now. I'm someone that likes to focus on diversifying. So if I'm gonna pick up a layer 2, I'm gonna be invested into multiple layer 2s. Even though this is backed by BitDAO's old treasury and has hundreds of millions of dollars. The best example I can give you is a project known as EOS, which raised over $4 billion and completely flopped. So the important takeaway from the entire video is yes, they've had amazing technological breakthroughs, and I hope they continue to do so. And they definitely have the funding to. But at a $2 billion market cap with another 50% of the tokens entering that circulation, I wouldn't expect this project to do more than a 10x in a bull run. And that's my personal opinion. Because at the same time, you have the competitors as Base, Arbitrum, you have Polygon Matic still, you have dozens of other layer 2 starting to be developed. You have Celestia, like we mentioned, with the modular blockchain technology. This is where diversification really matters. Now, at the time of this video, Mantle is sitting at 58 cents. So my prediction here is going to be following what we saw in the last bull run. Polygon's ecosystem saw a massive explosion in value and saw tens of billions of dollars flood its ecosystem. So I believe MNT could easily see a price target of $3 to $4. But let me know in the comments, guys. Do you believe that this is the next moonshot? Is this going to replace other layer 2s like a Polygon Matic? Or do you agree with me? Either way, guys, make sure you smash that like button, turn on those notifications, and I'll see you guys at the top.